Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Johnny, and welcome to Let's Talk Anime. Have you ever found a series, whether it's a book series or a TV show, that no one's ever heard of, but you really enjoy it? Well, I recently came across one of these hidden gems in anime while scrolling through one of my streaming sites. And it is the strangest anime I've seen as of making this video. And what is the anime called, you ask?
Kämpfer!
Yep, this'll be an interesting video. So Kämpfer is an action harem romantic comedy that aired in 2009 and went for 12 episodes. It's about a guy named Natsuru, a normal high school boy with few friends and no luck with women. However, all this changes once he was chosen to be a comfer. Wow, that's so amazing. Allow me to explain what a comfer is. A comfer is a fighter chosen by cosmic beings of another world called moderators to fight against the other comfers. A comfer has a bracelet that allows them to transform into a warrior and with enhanced speed, strength, and all that jazz. But Johnny, this is basically every anime. What makes this different from any other shonen? Patience, my child. I haven't gotten to the rules of the comfer yet. The rules are quite simple, really. Fight the opposing team, use your weapon that comes with your class, and be a girl. Wait. This is the reason it is the strangest anime I've seen. He transforms into a girl with superpowers. Now, there are other comfers in this school that know about his condition that he meets along in this journey. There's Akane Mishima, the shy bookworm that turns into a trigger-happy redhead, Shizuku Sango, the cold, clever student president, and Mikoto Kondo, the energetic, adventurous childhood friend. And just like any other harem anime, all three of these women fall for Natsuru and is basically fighting over him. However, the fun doesn't stop there. Natsuru has a crush on a popular girl named Kaede Sakura, who ends up falling for the girl version of Natsuru. So we essentially have four girls fighting over the same person, and Natsuru is just left confused as the girl that he loves only likes the girl version of Natsuru, and the others just want to give him the full female experience. And thanks to the strings that Shizuku pulls, he's enrolled as a girl in his school and becomes one of the three beauties of the school. Yes. Now, unfortunately, that's the best explanation I can give, and I realize it doesn't really do it justice, but believe me when I say, this anime is worth the weekend binge. Natsuru gets into all kinds of unusual situations now that he can become a girl, and the fact that he is living a double life now just adds to the craziness that is his new life. The drama of this situation is the main reason I kept watching. I swear, there's no other motive at all. It was the drama. However, the anime didn't get enough people watching it, and it was cancelled before any real plot took hold. Again, I was brought in by the hilarious situations Natsuru found himself in, and was less interested in the actual fighting part of it. Which is strange for someone such as myself, as I love a good shonen with epic fights. Granted, the idea of moderators making people fight on their behalf is a great idea. I just don't think it works with the story they're trying to tell. Spoiler alert! This entire video has spoilers from here onward, so view at your own risk. As I was saying, the fighting part doesn't really matter, and I believe it is the biggest hindrance to the story as a whole. In fact, it doesn't really matter until we find out that in the 11th episode that Kaede had a split personality of some kind, and one of the personalities was an evil mastermind working under the moderators this whole time, and hates men with a burning passion with no apparent reason that is explained to us at all. Let me explain why. The whole point of the comfer is it's a war between the red team and the blue team. Natsuru and Akane are on the blue team, which leaves Shizuku and Mikoto on the red team. They fight at first, but then Shizuku makes a truce to find out the reason why they were required to fight. So they just stop. And nothing happens! No consequences until evil Kaede reveals herself in the last 2 episodes. But even then, the heroes triumph over evil, and they go back to the crazy high school lives as Kämpfer, who don't fight each other. The whole point of the Kämpfer is basically lost in the very beginning because of this. I feel like this would be a better anime if we skipped the Cosmic War altogether and went with something a little bit more basic. Keep Natsuru in his unsecure, timid personality, but change the how and the why he changes into a girl and back. Keep the idea that his 3 friends that he gets to know knows about his 2 forms, as that makes for some hilarious banter. Keep the idea that Kaede is lesbian and thinks that boy Natsuru is her rival. Again, hilarious banter. I feel like those points were just beautifully written and shouldn't really change. So how and why does he change his form? I feel like I came up with an idea that I think would be acceptable. It's clear that the author of Kampfer, Toshihiko Tsukichi, is okay with magic being the source of the transformations. So I thought of the idea that magic is now a lost art, and all that remains are certain magical relics left behind. Natsuru's childhood friend, Mikoto, sends him one of these relics, which gives him the power to change his gender. Bam! Done. Drama at maximum, and no sign of any sort of fighting. We just get the hilarious situations he keeps getting himself into. Now, why does he transform? At first, it's random because he doesn't know how to use his power, but he wants to get close to his crush Kaede to see what he needs to do to become the person Kaede likes, only to find out that she's a lesbian and is now head over heels for Natsuru's female form. Great! Perfect! That solves the biggest problem with Kämpfer. And now, time to tie up some loose ends. One thing that bothered me about Kämpfer is that there were no adults at all. We just see these 15 or 16-year-olds doing all this stuff with 0 adults around. I feel like that's a missed opportunity. Imagine Natsuru trying not to be seen transforming into a girl when his parents or teachers are around. That's just comedy gold. Speaking of transforming in front of people he doesn't want to, what about his friends? Remember the guy that you see being buddies with Natsuru a couple times at the beginning and is never heard from again? Yeah, bring him in more! Giving him friends to begin with, as well as bringing that guy in more, would force him to try to balance his 2 lives that he now has. Plus, there's one other thing that kind of ties in with this last point. Natsuru never interacts with the guys in his female form because the school he goes to separates the 2 genders. The girls get one side and the guys get the other. That's boring! Having Natsuru deal with guys in the school would help him see things from a girl's point of view as Shizuku wants. That and having him trying to figure out how to get away from guys would just be hilarious. But Johnny, what would be the plot? You can't have a story without plot. You're absolutely right. The plot would be quite simple, really. Natsuru eventually realizes that his obsession with the one girl he will never impress is actually hurting his friends around him as they slowly become more distant. In his quest to try to change himself to impress the girl that he likes, he loses a part of himself. And I'm not talking about his balls. He starts to push the people away that actually like him for who he is. Another thing that bugged me about Kämpfer is that they didn't explore Natsuru. The first time you see him is when he's transformed into a Kämpfer. That's it. You don't see his life, you don't spend time with him, and we're just left with, yeah, this is the main character. And we move on. Later we get an idea of who he is, but he is never truly explored, and therefore doesn't have much of a character arc and not much room for growth as an individual. I feel like giving him a reason to realize that maybe he shouldn't change too much of himself would hit it home. Is it a cliche? Maybe, maybe not. I'll let you decide. I feel like that would be a nice point to drive home, that you can change yourself if you want, but don't change those parts that make you you. Plus, it kind of gives his gender change a second meaning, a bit of symbolism in this story. Anyway, that's my take on Kämpfer. If you have any other suggestions regarding how we could fix this hidden gem, let me know either in the comments below or telling me on Twitter. Link in the description below. If you like this video and videos like this, hit that like button and subscribe to see more anime rants and a few other things I have in the works. I'll see you then. However, the fun doesn't stop there. Natsuru Bleh. Oh my gosh. That's the first time I messed up this time. I messed up a lot of other times, but those weren't recorded, but Dang it. So we essentially have four girls fighting over the same person, and Natsuru is just left confused as the girl that he loves only likes a girl version of. If you are at all interested in finding out more, okay, that one. Let me explain why. The whole point of the kampfer is it's a war between the red team and the blue team. Natsuru and Akane are on the red team. Nope, no, they're not. They're on the blue team. Oh my gosh. It's clear that the author of Kämpfer, Toshihiko Oh no. Oh no, I was afraid that this would happen. I knew this day would come. Gosh dang it, Doug. Why'd you have to start barking now? Right as I turn on the right as I pressed the record button. You sucked. Kanata, stop it. Why does he transform? At first, it's random, because he doesn't know how to use his new power. But he wants to get close to his... Oh, wait, I just read this. Oh my gosh! I feel like that's a missed opportunity. Imagine Natsuru trying to find... That's not the right line. I hate myself.